Oh, well, we got a call. One of our members was installing a cable up in the mountains, and he was making small talk with the owner of the house. And he mentioned that he goes to the Bigfoot Museum a lot. She said, Bigfoot Museum? She hadn't heard about us. So she turns around and she says, I saw a Bigfoot. And so the guy calls me up, puts her on the phone, and then she proceeds to tell me the story. And she says that she's driving up towards Bonnie Doon, which is up on the ridge. That's the highest part of the valley we're in right here. And she was on her way home from work. It's about 9:30 at night. She's passing through a residential area on this main road on the top of the ridge. And she sees out of the corner of her eye an animal. She looks, and she described it as being about 5.5 feet tall, on 2 legs, and it was gray in color and covered from head to foot in 6-inch long dreadlocks. And so I didn't talk to her in person, so I put a little placeholder on the map for that event, and we talked about it. And then over a series of summer and another summer, various people came in and described how they had seen these great big sheep near a waterfall up on the coast between here and Half Moon Bay. Another lady came in and said there were these wild goats that hang out by this waterfall up on the coastal mountains. And then one day a man came in, and he had recently joined the museum, and we were talking about this, and he said, well, you know, I go to work on that same road, and a couple of years ago I saw a really weird animal, and I just caught a glimpse of it, and it looked like it was covered in dreadlocks and it was gray. And I said, I've heard that description before. Tell me more. And the man's standing right here, so I'll let him tell you. This is Matt.
Matt Bento. A couple years ago, 2006, I live in Boulder Creek, and I drive my truck up Jameson Creek and Empire Grade and take that down all the way to the ocean. Well, on more than one occasion, I can remember going to work and seeing what I first saw this animal. I saw it from the backside, and it was kind of standing up on a berm, so I just saw the backside of it. I didn't see its head or anything. It was covered in white and grayish and kind of black dreadlocks, and it was a huge animal. It must have weighed 200 pounds. And all of a sudden, this thing comes out in the middle of the road and stands right in front of my truck, and it's a huge goat, a feral goat with huge horns, and just scared the crud out of me. And he was standing there looking at me all mean, and he wouldn't budge. He wouldn't get out of my way, and I kind of honked my horn a couple times, and he budged out and went back up on the berm. Well, this happened 3 or 4 times over the next couple weeks, and finally, you know, after about 6 months, I haven't seen it. I think he got hit by a car or something, but it was definitely a goat, a huge goat, a feral goat that must have broken loose from somebody's yard and been in the mountains for, you know, some time, because its hair was just matted to the bone. But you know, it was large, so when I first saw it, I couldn't make it out as a goat, but when it turned and saw me, it was definitely a goat. So
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so between the 2 or 3 other people describing these feral goats, bighorn sheep, or whatever they interpreted them as, all hanging out in a particular area, and that waterfall we're talking about is not far from where Matt saw this goat. So we are 99.9% sure that what she saw was a feral goat.